Ferrari's master plan for 2026 hinges on one man, Lewis Hamilton. After a rough debut season and 0 podiums in red so far, the 7-time champion isn't sitting quietly. He wants the next Ferrari car to carry his DNA. But this isn't just about one car. It's about saving Ferrari from another lost decade while the rest of the grid evolves fast. With McLaren dominating, Verstappen eyeing Mercedes, and Cadillac entering the mix, things are getting tough for Ferrari. Hit the subscribe button for more updates, and in today's video, we're breaking down how Hamilton plans to rebuild Ferrari from the inside and why 2026 might be his biggest challenge yet. Let's get it straight. Lewis Hamilton didn't join Ferrari to cruise in the midfield, but that's exactly where he's found himself, struggling to tame what he's called the most difficult car he's ever driven at Silverstone.
It just has no stability, so you go to the corner and it's snapping. It just won't stay still, and that makes it so difficult.
Despite Ferrari's tweaks and upgrades, the SF25 has failed to deliver consistent results. At the halfway mark of the 2025 season, Hamilton is still chasing his first podium in red. His teammate Charles Leclerc has 4 podiums already and sits above him in the standings, exposing how misaligned the SF25 is with Hamilton's driving style. Now, Hamilton is taking matters into his own hands. He's working closely with Ferrari chassis chief Loic Serra to ensure the 2026 car, Project 678, reflects his driving DNA. He said, "It's not one that I want to have in future. So I'm working with Loic, Serra, and all the guys at the factory to make sure that the next car will have some of my DNA, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of the characteristics that I'm hoping to have in it next year." That means rethinking the car's balance, handling, and feedback to suit a style honed over 7 world championships. It's not just about preference, it's about performance. At Silverstone, Hamilton's 4th-place finish, his best yet, showed flashes of potential in dry conditions. He believes Ferrari can download a lot from weekends like that to design a car that finally fits him. If Hamilton wants a car to win titles in, not just survive races, Ferrari better be listening closely. But will Fred Vasseur and Ferrari's top brass give him that influence? Fred Vasseur's Ferrari leadership is on a knife's edge. At first glance, Ferrari is second in the constructors' standings, but context tells a darker story. McLaren has nearly twice as many points, and Ferrari's best weekends often end in disappointment. The team that was supposed to rise in 2025 is instead hanging on to respectability. Vasseur is doubling down on the SF25 upgrades to salvage what he can this year. A new rear suspension debuted at Mugello, aimed at fixing ride height and grip issues that have plagued both drivers. More tweaks are coming for the Hungarian GP, specifically to the power steering, after Hamilton and Leclerc voiced concerns about the car's nervous front end. But time is almost up. Regulation changes in 2026 will reset the playing field, and Vasseur knows this season's flaws cannot carry over. Ferrari's internal mood is tense. Leadership instability could wreck the rebuild if 2025 doesn't end with clear momentum. Vasseur's job may hinge on whether he empowers Hamilton to shape Project 678 and if the car delivers. For Vasseur, trusting Hamilton's instincts isn't just smart, it might be his only lifeline. The question is, what exactly is Hamilton asking for in this new car? Let's break that down. Hamilton's feedback is crystal clear. The SF25 is too complex and too unforgiving. The balance is unpredictable, especially in wet conditions. He's tried every setup path. None work the way they should. Leclerc, by contrast, has adapted to the car's quirks because he helped develop it. Hamilton's been playing catch-up with a car he didn't help design. What Hamilton wants for 2026 isn't magic, it's control. He wants a car that responds to inputs the way he expects, a more intuitive feel through corners, predictable under braking, and less skittishness in changing weather. The power steering upgrade coming for Hungary? That's just the beginning. He's pushing for a chassis that offers more front-end confidence and a floor that doesn't scrape the ground and sabotage setup options like it did in China, where he was disqualified. He's also tired of compromise. Ferrari has been running the car higher than optimal to prevent damage, losing pace in the process. Project 678 needs to be built from the ground up, not a patched-up SF25, but a clean slate with Hamilton's preferences at the core. Hamilton isn't asking to reinvent Ferrari. He's asking for a car he can fight with, but will that even be enough in 2026, with the grid changing rapidly? There is a bombshell about to drop on the grid. The Verstappen-Mercedes rumors aren't rumors anymore. They're a live wire. Red Bull, now in chaos post-Horner, won't block Max if he activates a performance clause or negotiates a financial exit. Mercedes has already greenlit the move. All that's left is Verstappen's signature. This is seismic. Verstappen moving to Mercedes in 2026 would shift the power balance completely. Imagine Hamilton in a revitalized Ferrari going head-to-head with Verstappen in a rearmed Mercedes. It's the blockbuster duel the sport's been craving since their 2021 war. The numbers are wild. Max earns $75 million a year, more than triple George Russell's pay, and would likely become F1's highest-paid driver if he switches. Mercedes knows they need a megastar for the new regulations. With Red Bull crumbling and McLaren already ahead, Verstappen sees the writing on the wall. For Ferrari, it raises the stakes even higher. If they don't deliver Hamilton a winning car in 2026, they won't just be behind, they'll be buried by McLaren and Mercedes. 2026 isn't just a technical reset, it's an arms race for elite talent and sharp leadership. And Ferrari's got another storm brewing. Cadillac is entering the ring. Cadillac isn't here for show, they're dead serious. After sitting out 2025, they're gearing up to enter Formula One in 2026 with intent, resources, and experienced talent. Sergio Perez, who stepped away from F1 after his Red Bull exit, is now heavily linked as their lead driver.
Sergio Perez leads the red flag.
Cadillac team boss Graham Loudon has openly praised Checo's value, and reports suggest a pre-agreement might already be in place. Why should Ferrari care? Because Cadillac's watching the current F1 chaos, especially at Ferrari and Red Bull, and is ready to pounce on drivers looking for stability. With Perez likely leading and names like Bottas or Schumacher in the mix, Cadillac could quietly build a veteran squad with real teeth. Even Max Verstappen has endorsed Checo's return, and that speaks volumes. With sweeping regulation changes in 2026, the playing field resets. If Ferrari misfires again, they risk being leapfrogged by a sharp, focused American outfit. Meanwhile, McLaren is already setting the standard. Can Ferrari catch up? McLaren didn't just win, they overtook everyone. With 234 points for Oscar Piastri and 226 for Lando Norris, they're leading the 2025 standings. McLaren's car isn't just fast, it's flexible. That's the key. Their upgrades have given drivers more setup freedom, unlike Ferrari's rigid and temperamental SF25. A new front suspension helped Norris close the gap to Piastri, and now the duo is locked in a tight internal battle that's pushing the whole team forward. Even when forced to adapt to FIA-mandated changes like new steel skid blocks, McLaren responded smartly. Ferrari can't match that right now. They're still managing ride height issues and driver complaints. McLaren, meanwhile, is fine-tuning setups circuit by circuit. Technical director Neil Holdy said they're past big upgrades. Now it's about tailoring performance. That's what Ferrari has to chase. And here's the thing, Spa-Francorchamps is next.
A lap of the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit begins with a short blast down the pit straight, heading towards Turn 1 La Source. This long double apex left-hander will really test the car's aerodynamics.
A sprint weekend, fast corners, wet weather is likely. McLaren thrives here. Ferrari? Not so much lately. If Hamilton and Ferrari want to win in 2026, they need not just speed, but adaptability. That's the McLaren model. So here's the situation. Hamilton is trying to engineer a Ferrari comeback while the team fights chaos, inconsistency, and growing pressure from every direction. After Horner's sacking, Fred Vasseur's job is on the line, Verstappen could flip the grid by joining Mercedes, and Cadillac is lurking with bold ambitions. For Hamilton, Spa-Francorchamps is another chance to extract answers from a stubborn car and shape the one that might finally carry him to glory in red. Will Hamilton finally get a Ferrari built around his driving DNA? Or will 2026 be another miserable chapter in Hamilton's fairy tale with Ferrari? Hit like, drop your predictions below, and subscribe so you don't miss any updates.